Hey guys, it's Vini from Electronic Principles here. So today we're gonna continue with the restoration of Butch VHF90. I'm not have been doing videos these days, but I've been working actively on the project. So as you can see, the radio here, I already removed it from the chlorine and came pretty nice. The yellowish from the enclosure was removed. So of course this radio was not white, it was like creamy color. So now we have this nice creamy color, so looks brand new. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. So here we have the chassis. In the last episode we removed everything and I was cleaning the chassis. I made a lot of things these days on the chassis, so I'm gonna go through what I have been doing behind the cameras, and after that I'm gonna be talking about what we're gonna be doing today. So here we have the chassis. As you can see, I already assembled most of the superior parts here. I should mention, if you remember in the last episode, we have all the brackets from the sockets, they were very rusty. So I got a Dremel and I polished and removed all the rust from the brackets. And I got zinc paint, that's basically 90% zinc. And I painted all the sockets. So basically what I did was a galvanization process, and what is gonna happen now is that the zinc is gonna protect our steel bracket, so we're not gonna have rust issues anymore. So you can see that these two parts are made of steel and I painted them also. Now all the steel parts are protected with the zinc paint. As you can see, I already assembled the VHF enclosure with the high frequency circuit here. I already rebuilt this circuit. I replaced all the components here inside. I replaced the resistor, the capacitors. You can see here that the antenna capacitors are brand new. And I opened all the IF transformers and I replaced the capacitors inside them. Each one of these IF transformers, they have one or two capacitors in parallel with the inductors. So I replaced internally these capacitors, put brand new capacitors, high voltage, so very nice capacitors. And today we're gonna start to rebuild the bottom circuit. So you can see here that I already have some wires that comes from the capacitor, the variable capacitor. And you can see that the bottom is very clean. Now I removed all the solders, I cleaned all the pads from the tube sockets. So it's ready to start being assembled, the new components here in the bottom. Before we start the new wiring and component placement on the chassis, I have to do a cleanup in all these terminals and on the switch and on this board. I just finished to clean the switch, so I removed all the wires, all the solder from the pads. Then I polished it with the same aluminum polish that we used on the chassis. I used here with a tough brush and I was able to remove all the black parts. So now the switch looks spanking new. After that I applied some contact cleaner and alcohol to remove all the residue from the polish solution, and after I dried with a hair dryer. So now the switch is ready to be assembled. Now I'm gonna be restoring this board. I'm gonna be removing these power resistors here. They are wire round resistors, this capacitor, and I already have here the new components that I'm gonna be soldering. Okay, so here we have the board restored with new components and wired up. So I removed the old components and I wash it and polish all the rivets, so you can see that everything is shiny and blurry. The resistors here, they heat up a lot. So originally these two resistors were 3 watts. I changed it for 5 watts, and this one originally was 7 watts and I substituted to 10 watts now. So probably they're gonna work much nicer. Capacitor here originally was an electrolyte, and this capacitor is connected to the chassis from the main line. So I put a much safer capacitor and higher quality here than the original one, so this is gonna be pretty good. Okay guys, it's already pretty late here. It took a lot of time to do just this small work, so we're gonna end today. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, please give us a thumbs up. If you wanna continue watching the series, please consider to subscribe. If you have any suggestions about these videos, about this content, please leave us a comment below.